Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for May 7th, 2024. From the book of 1 Timothy, Embracing Grace, Praying for Leaders, and Extending Forgiveness. Previously, we heard that Paul's letter to Timothy had a shift in focus, now guiding Timothy and to fortify the Christian church, beginning with the importance of the teaching on authority. Despite Satan's attempts to divert attention, Paul underscores the necessity of praying for leaders, both in society and within the church, recognizing their vital role in God's creation. This call to prayer extends to pastors and church leaders, emphasizing the importance of spiritual growth and unity within the Christian community. By following Paul's guidance and intercession for leaders, we actively contribute to the flourishing of the church and the fulfillment of God's purposes in our lives. So let's continue with 1 Timothy. From 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. This is good, and it is pleasing in the sight of God our Savior, who desires all people to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. In the previous teaching, Paul emphasizes the importance of Christians praying for their leaders. Now he expands on this notion, stating that such prayers are pleasing to God, our Savior. And God, our Savior, desires the salvation of all people. This profound teaching underscores the need to recognize the goodness of praying for leaders, aligning with God's desire for universal salvation and enlightenment. Often, our sinful inclination leads us to withhold prayers, to withhold love, to withhold from forgiveness from those who we deem unworthy. You could say akin to the actions of Satan, the real enemy. But thanks be to God. We have a God who does not let sin get in the way of our relationship with God, because God does want all people to be saved, including you and me. We are forgiven, even when we fail to extend God's grace and mercy and prayers to all people. So as we appreciate the forgiveness of sins which we have first received from God, we in turn share that forgiveness, and we share it with others around us, especially, you could say, those that we struggle with. And maybe the first thing we need to do whenever we encounter people we struggle with is to pray for them. And this is why Paul starts this beginning of this chapter by saying we need to pray especially for our leaders, because in doing so, we teach ourselves more about God's grace and mercy that He has extended to us. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.